Hey Glam Fam, welcome to today's video. We're testing out the brand new Shiseido Revitalessence Skin Glow foundation. We're gonna see how this wears on my over 40 mature skin. Currently, my favorite foundation is the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. I never thought I would say a drugstore foundation is my favorite foundation. If you are new here, I am a luxury makeup snob. So the fact that this is my favorite foundation right now says a lot. They are very similar textures, so we are gonna do an all-day wear test with this, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna let you guys know which one actually wears better and if you can save your money. If you are new here, I'm Kristi. I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, let's get glowing. Alright Glam Fam, let's get started. Again, this is the brand new Shiseido Revitalessence Skin Glow Foundation with SPF 30. It retails for $56 US, and you get about 1 ounce and 30 mils of product. So we're looking at about $1.87 per mil. Not bad for a luxury brand like Shiseido, that you do get quality ingredients, especially in this type of foundation. I was surprised that it's made in the USA and not Japan, which is typically where a lot of Shiseido products come from. And as we know, Japan has the strictest regulations with ingredients. If you're new to my channel, I have stressed that on other videos. This is a skincare active foundation with a buildable medium coverage that's supposed to deliver more of a radiant, healthy glow finish, and it's supposed to visibly improve bare skin in 1 week, but just keep in mind this was a low participant with a little over 100 participants in that study. This serum-like foundation is supposed to instantly improve the skin, blur pores, and hydrate for up to 24 hours. It's transfer resistant, crease resistant, fade resistant, non-comedogenic, dermatology tested, and suitable for all skin types, even dry to oily. Now, this is available in 30 shades, and I went with 250 Sand. I have used more of their neutral shades in the past. Oh my gosh, I did a Shiseido video a long time ago. It's been a while since I've used their products, but this looked like a pretty good shade. I didn't choose this one last time, so I think this one's gonna be a better match for me. Let's quickly touch on the ingredients. It's powered by fermented kefir plus and niacinamide. Made from Japanese rice, this is a prebiotic that fuels the ability to maintain a healthy microbiome. If you're not familiar with kefir, I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of the skin benefits that you get. Number 1, it smooths dry skin. So this probiotic technology actually helps the skin retain the moisture. Number 2, it minimizes redness or rosacea. Number 3, it fixes fine lines and dullness with its active prebiotics that actually stimulate your skin to produce its own anti-aging ingredients, including collagen and hyaluronic acid, as well as antioxidants. Number 4, it reduces acne, and I've heard this before. So most acne is caused by toxins that are plugging up your skin's pores. Kefir comes in and it cleanses it with its anti-inflammatory properties. Now let's take a look at the full ingredient list, and just so you guys know, octinoxate, I hope I said that right, is the chemical sunscreen in this, and there's about 6.9% delivering an SPF of 30. So this is powered by a chemical sunscreen. Water is the first ingredient, and then you guys can take a look at the rest of the ingredients. So again, I went with shade 250, and I will show you guys what that looks like, and the swatch right there. I think this is going to be a pretty good shade for me right now. I cannot do a full 5-day wear test on this video because I'm behind right now, so this is just going to be an all-day wear test. But if you're new here, I am 45 years old. I have sensitive, acne-prone skin. I'm normally normal skin, but I do get very dry during the winter. So this morning I was a little dry, so I did go in with my Kiehl's Ultra Facial Cream, which is the one that really doesn't break me out. I never have any problems with it, and because this is more of a skincare foundation, I didn't want to use too much moisturizers. Just for me, I don't like that combination. And I did spray my Tower 28 SOS spray. You guys already know my love for that. So just to give you an idea of my preferences, I used to be a full coverage only liked matte foundations, and I have kind of changed my ways this year because I fell in love with this guy right here. And this is a super affordable foundation, and I'm actually going to compare these two. This has vitamin C. It doesn't have all of the other fermented kefir and stuff like that. This doesn't have sunscreen in it. For me particularly, I don't like sunscreen in my products, but I know some of you do. So if you like sunscreen in your products, you're gonna like this. This one does not have it in there, which is why I love it, and I use it nonstop like every time I put my makeup on, I'm reaching for this. And then my other top foundation is my Surratt foundation wand. Again, this is very minimal ingredients. It doesn't have, this is made in Japan though. This is made in the USA. So keep that in mind. But this is my favorite foundation ever made right now. So those are the two foundations I reach for nonstop, and I haven't used anything else, to be quite honest. I would say Armani Silk would be the next one. So just to give you an idea of my current preferences. So let's try this out, and I am gonna prime the skin. So I am gonna go in with my NYX Freezy Face. I just, again, focused on this. I included this and the other primer I'm about to use in my skincare video, so you guys will see that. And then let's kind of get a quick shot of what my skin looks like before, and then we can get the before and after. All right, I'm gonna go in with my Dermatology #1 primer. You guys just know this is my ultimate smoothing, blurring primer. This is supposed to blur your skin, this foundation, so we're about to find out. All right, I'm gonna start off with one pump. We're going to shake this. Shake, shake, shake. And this is more of a runny consistency because it is a skincare foundation. This might be a little light as I look at it now, but we're about to find out. We're gonna start off with my fingers just because I wanna see what kind of natural finish we can get. Ooh, it glides on so nicely. I mean, as you can see right here, it's almost gliding into nothing with your fingers. You know, I'm not building up the product. This is, again, just one pump. We're gonna try to stick to one pump and see, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see. Let's bring it down the neck. I like starting off with my fingers. I never used to, but I do because I feel like a lot of the areas you don't need a lot. Like I don't need a lot of foundation on my forehead. I don't have really any discolorization up there. And that's where my fine lines are. I don't have Botox and I don't have fillers. So I have those fine lines up there, especially when I do my worried face. So I have crows, you know, I have the lines here. I have my laugh lines. So it's going to sink in, which is why I don't like to cake on my makeup anymore. All right, so we have about that much left. Now I'm gonna take my BK Beauty 101 brush, and I am going to just go like this and like that so that we don't waste any more product. Again, this is just one pump. I'm not gonna need more than that. And in those areas, I just like to, I'm gonna go in with my sponge in a second. That's my final step, but I'll take the rest of the product on my hand onto my BK 101, BK Beauty 101, and I'm just gonna press, see how by pressing that in with more of a dense brush, you're going to get a little bit more coverage there. Very pretty. I can smell the sunscreen though. So it's fragrance free. This is supposed to be non-comedogenic, but just keep in mind, even though it's non-comedogenic, if you're very sensitive to breaking out, chemical sunscreens are the worst to put on your skin. Unless you test out a bunch of them and realize one is better than the other. So it just depends. It really, really depends. You guys know the only sunscreen, if you're new here, is my Dermatology Physical Sunscreen. I'll put it right there as a mineral-based sunscreen that's tinted. I would prefer to use that with my foundations because it mixes so beautifully together with all of my foundations I love. It mixes beautifully. And put that on first and then put the foundation of my choice on. So for me, that's just a better system, but everyone's different, so just keep that in mind. But that is what it looks like with the brush. I can highly smell the sunscreen. I feel like I'm out in the beach right now. So if you guys are sensitive to that, just know that. We're just gonna kind of push that into the skin there. Now I'm gonna take my Dose of Colors sponge and I'm gonna make sure it's really, really dry. Oh, not dry, I'm sorry. Not damp too much because I don't want it to pull away too much product. And that's how I prevent it from pulling away too much product. I watched it about, I don't know, 20 minutes ago now. So it's been a while where it's still damp enough to blend, but it's not pulling away too much product. That's the trick to that. And really, if you feel like it's too damp, then you're gonna start pulling away or getting streaky. So just keep that in mind with any sponge, but this one is pretty darn good. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And then you can just kind of spot conceal the areas that you want. I'm just gonna go back in and press. There's nothing on this brush. As you can tell, there's barely anything on my brush. You can see that. So a lot of it did not get absorbed. It absorbed into my face, which is good. Really beautiful finish. Now, grant you, my hyperpigmentation is peeping through. That's okay. I'm okay with that. I can spot conceal. If I'm just going out to the grocery store, this is fine for me. I don't care. But if I'm going out, like I'm doing a full glam makeup, I'm gonna want a different type of foundation. So that's just me. Not gonna lie though, this foundation I have worn on a very glam day. I can build it up. It's just, to me, at first application, I still would choose this one over. And this is $13.99 and this is $56. So it just depends. But I mean, if this is doing something amazing to my skin, if this didn't have the SPF in it, I would absolutely keep it on hand. But because it has the SPF, I just know my skin, it's not gonna tolerate it. And I know my nose, and I know I don't like sunscreens with a scent in it. So for me, it's not gonna personally work out, but it's a beautiful finish. And if you don't mind that, you like sunscreen, you like Shiseido products, I mean, obviously you guys can see how easy that blended and melted into my skin. And yeah, it would be nice if it can show improvements in a week, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I already use products that tremendously improve my skin, and I'm not gonna stop using those skincare products. So I don't need a foundation to keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm not personally a big fan of skincare type foundations, but I did want to try this out because I knew the Sephora sale was coming up, and I know a lot of you like Shiseido products, and they're really typically so good for mature skin. So I just wish these companies would leave out, for me personally, would leave out sunscreen because I think it is really beautiful. All right, I am gonna kind of spot conceal a couple areas, and because I want to kind of keep in the same family, I am actually going to take an affordable route, and this is the 10.5, and this is called the Sephora Collection Bright Future Concealer. You guys already know my love for this product. I'm just going on the discolorization areas, and I'm just going to press it in with the same brush, because by mixing it, if I did a different brush, I'm not like meshing the two together. So this is just a really good way, and you can pick up these concealers during the sale. I stock up on them when they're on sale, and I just love this for a natural. I would just do this and walk out the door and put the lighter one on for the concealer under the eye. But I'm gonna be filming a concealer video right after this, so I'm gonna jump off camera and I'm gonna show you guys what this looks like before and after, before it's set down, and then I'll come back after I shoot a concealer portion, and then I will come back at the end of the day and do my final thoughts and all of that. So let's take a look at it up close, the comparison with my skin without makeup on and with this foundation not set down without any concealer on, just where I spot concealed. Now let's take a look at it by my window in natural daylight outside of my studio lights. So as you can tell, it's a very natural foundation, a very breathable one, very lightweight, but I feel like I have makeup on my skin. And I don't particularly like that feeling considering my Surreal Skin Surratt foundation, the expensive one, versus even the Maybelline Superstay, the less expensive one. I never feel like I have makeup on my face. I don't feel like I want to wash it off. With this one, I feel like I want to wash it off, and I'm already starting to get some redness around here, and it's from the sunscreen. So my face just is so incredibly sensitive that it reacts to that. So even though it has so many great benefits to this foundation, I can't get past the sunscreen where it's going to react on my face. So it's like I can't even see the great benefits out of it. But we will see how it wears throughout the rest of the day. And I'm gonna go film this concealer and I will be right back. All right, Glam Fam, we are at the end of the night. It is almost 7 o'clock and I have had this on for more than 8 hours. I have to say, I am really impressed with this foundation. Wears really nicely. I'm not gonna take away from that. And the redness and irritation I was feeling started to fade away throughout the rest of the day. So that's good news. Is this something that I personally would continue using, knowing that I can smell the SPF, knowing that I don't particularly like chemical sunscreens on my face? is probably not going to be a foundation I'm going to put in my rotation. If this had 0 SPF in it, I would say, yeah, I'll definitely keep it in my rotation. It is really beautiful, and I love the other ingredients in there, but unfortunately, because it does have the SPF, for me personally, this is not going to be one I will continue to use. I will save my money because I actually love this one even more. It wears so beautifully. It gives me that extra coverage where I don't even have to spot conceal. It never looks cakey. It literally will last me more than 16 hours. I know that for a fact. I've been using this for over a month now, and I just really, really like this one for similar textures and similar outcomes, but this one even a little bit better. I say save your money, but if you really like Shiseido products, you really like SPF in your product, then you're going to like this. So it's all relative to everybody else's personal opinions. Application, this applied beautifully. I absolutely loved it. When I'm looking at application, I look at these kind of categories. Does it blend well? Absolutely, 100%. And is it smoothing? And I do feel like this is very smoothing and very blurring. So I absolutely loved that. I loved that it looked good with the sponge, it looked good with my fingers, it looked good with the brush, and I was extremely impressed by the application. So definitely 5 out of 5. As far as the finish and wear goes, I have to give it to them. I mean, this is for a skincare type base foundation. This is wearing really nicely. I would say the radiance is probably more on the natural side versus like a glowy, greasy side. You know, sometimes too much radiance, when they say radiance, it kind of scares you. Whereas I think normal to even combo oily could possibly get away with this if you really pat down and really set down that T-zone area. I'm gonna give this a 5 out of 5 because I was highly impressed with that. As far as the ingredients go, I mean, there's incredible ingredients. We already went over those highlighted ingredients, and I love that it does give you those beneficial skincare ingredients that can help your skin over time. My downfall is the SPF 30 in it because it is a chemical SPF. I'd rather use my own SPF in products, but that's just my personal preference. So I'm gonna give ingredients because I didn't like the smell and it gave me a little bit of redness. I'm gonna give that a 3 out of 5. As far as the packaging goes, I mean, it's absolutely stunning, beautiful. Shiseido always gives you such beautiful packaging. I was surprised that it's made in the USA and not Japan, which is typically where a lot of Shiseido products come from. So I'm gonna give packaging a 4 out of 5 because you can't take away how beautiful the packaging is. As far as repurchasing this product for me, and again, take this with a grain of salt, it's gonna be a 3 out of 5 for me just because I wouldn't repurchase this for me personally just because of the SPF. So we're looking at a total glam score of 20 out of 25. And again, always just take that with a grain of salt. Those are just my recommendations based off of my preferences and my skin type. Everybody's different. If you like SPF in your products and you really like Shiseido products, this is not gonna let you down because the main two are application and finish and wear, and those two just were 5 out of 5. They were perfect scores for me. So just for me personally, I would rather save my coins and spend it on something else, like a really nice powder and a Chantecaille powder or something even more expensive from the Shiseido line, and use my foundation that is very similar to this and wears just as beautifully, if not better, for $13.99. So anyway, those are my final thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this and let me know in the description box, or in the comment section below, if this was something that was on your mind. I know we had a couple requests for that, so I hope that helped you guys out. You do have my recommendation again if you don't have skin type like me. But anyway, love you guys. If you are new here, before you go, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click the post notification bell. Join us. We're here every week, and we just love for you to become part of our family. Be sure to check out last week's video, and it was my over 40 skincare video. Please give this video a huge thumbs up when you guys hit the like button and comment below. As always, it really does help my videos out. You can follow me on all of my socials at KristiAllure. Check out my merch, Glamorous Life Collections, and I will see you guys on the next video. Love you guys. Bye.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feel